Hey guys, welcome to the channel. It's Adam with ND72. So today, as you see, we're sitting in my W209 Clk55 AMG. So today we're going to do something that is a modification that will not really add any power, but add to the feel and the enjoyment of the car. So, and this is also a product that's roughly at $100. You have a few companies who make them. I've tried this company before I like it on one of my other cars, and I've tried some other companies that's a lot more expensive and more extreme. So what we're talking about today is the steering wheel. So as most of you guys know, on the Clk55s, most of all AMGs around this area, you have button shifters to shift up and down, and that's all cool and all, but sometimes you just need more paddles so you could actually hit it easier, and paddles just look cool. So you have a few options with this. You can do a full carbon fiber custom wheel with upgraded paddles, okay? These are very nice. Very expensive. This one was right under $1,000 for modules and everything, but I got the flat bottom, I got custom paint up there. That's one option. Your other option is a full, more or less, race steering wheel with full carbon fiber big old paddles. This is what I got in my Clk32. These are cool, these are nice, but takes a lot of customization to get this one in. You need hubs, you got a special little horn, you got a lot of stuff, but that's a lot of customization. Both those options are very good options. I like them, but they're a little bit costly and they take a little bit of time to install. So what we're going to be doing today on my Clk55 is a lot more budget friendly. What we got here is little clip-on paddles. So these aren't fully like clip-ons that you see on eBay that go over it. These replace your existing buttons. So they're inexpensive. They're easy to install. VRP sells a kit of them. And then I think these are called G paddles, the ones that I got. So today we're going to show you how to install them and kind of get a quick little review out of them. And if I remember, I'll put a link where you could get them. They cost, it kind of depends. It's 90 pounds, so roughly 120 US dollars. So not too expensive, and you can get it done in a few hours. So step one to doing this whole job is disconnect your battery. Once you disconnect your battery, you're going to start removing your steering wheel. Okay, to remove your steering wheel, you're going to have little holes right over here that you need to put a Torx in, and you got one on each side. Let me get the tool and I'll tell you which one it is. Okay, the tool you're going to use is a T30. I like to use one of these. This is basically off one of those little kits I break off. You put it in your little hole, and then once you break it loose, you're going to spin all those bolts out. And now once you got all those spun out, airbag, she comes right off. Be very careful because there's a lot of electrical connections. Unplug them all. See back there? Unplug them all. So the W209, a little hint, when you're getting these airbag modules, you see this gray piece, you pull that up, and then you see these orange pieces, they got to pull up. Do not try to pry them up with this orange piece pushed down like that, okay? Once you get the airbag off, you got that big Allen in the center. That's going to be a 10 Allen, so I use my big impact, and I should be able to whiz this bagger off. Ooh, yeah. So these are on pretty good with Loctite, so make sure you put Loctite back on there and torque them properly. And make sure you get your steering wheel straight. Now the steering wheel should pop right off. See? But I'm going to put the camera down because I don't want to rip out any of the wires. Okay, so we got the steering wheel out. As you see, we already did one of them. So this is what it's going to look like. This is the original. I do like how the buttons make a pretty good clicking noise. That's what I like about this style too. You still get a pretty good button click. On my E55, you don't. I'm not a fan of that. And I found out this is I remember the owner told me he did get a new steering wheel, so it's a pretty good one, but it is from a junkyard. So now I'm going to show you how to start taking them out. So you're going to be right here, and you're going to try to find a really, really flat screwdriver. So I'm using like a little tweaker, very flat. You're going to put it right here. You see right there, guys? You're going to put it right there and pop out. See, that will come out pretty effing easy. Don't tug these wires too much. You just want enough to rotate them. And then what you're going to be doing is I have a series of screwdrivers. This one I'm probably going to use. Your goal is to not break, but you want to separate. If you want, use heat. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your screwdriver and separate right here. Okay? Right here. Basically what you're doing is right there, you see these little tabs? That's what's grabbing onto them. So you just want to open them up a little bit so you can wiggle this bad girl out. Try, do not break them. I've done about 8 of them. I've broken one. But just don't, okay? And if I break this one, then that's just really bad juju on me. So we got the screwdriver in there. pry up, and I like to push on the back of this so it pops out right when it's open enough. Just go very gingerly. Maybe I'll go with this screwdriver on this side. There we go, there you go. See? That came right out, and we did not break any of these little tabs. That's the main thing. You don't want to break them. So now if you look, the styles are basically pretty much similar. Okay? Nothing really too crazy. It goes in the same way. It's got all the same bends. Now make sure when you order these, you order it for your car. And then now you're going to take it. So you got this piece right here. Let's get some of this stuff out of the way. Make sure you put right side, left side, right side, left side. The main thing is you want the up paddle to be up above. If that makes sense. You want this to be on the top. See how it's longer on the top? You want that to be there. So you're going to start with, let's see which one's the easiest way. So like this. So you're going to start with going in the front like this. So I go in and you see this little lip right here? Right there, there's a lip. If you guys could see it. And then you're going to make sure you sneak it into there, into that slot, and then here's on the back. On the back side over here is where you're going to start popping these bad girls in. So you're just doing exactly what you just did. You know how you pried it out? Now you're going to push one in on an angle. Oh, I got the screwdriver snagged on stuff. And then take your little screwdriver, guide it in. Okay, got one side. There you go. You'll hear a click. You hear that pretty good click? Test to make sure that button still moves. You got everything in there. And then you slide it right back in. Okay? That is all literally right back in. Now you have your paddles. Make sure they all work nice. Now you can just do the opposite. Throw it right back in the car and we'll make sure these work. But they're in there pretty good. And they really kind of like sprucing up an old steering wheel. So this steering wheel, you can get them at the junkyard in case yours all ripped. I've seen them for about $50 for the CLKs. They're not that expensive. And then you monitor, like you can make it more cool, more modern with these. Big upgrade. Let's throw it back in the car and see how I like it. All right, now you got your steering wheel kind of all in. We didn't bolt that up yet, but I just want to oh yeah, feeling pretty good. So double check your wiring. Now also make sure you put Loctite back on that nut. So we're going to put that baby on there, Loctite it up, and put the airbag on. All right, now we got the engine running and we got the new steering wheel on. Let's test out the paddles. But first of all, I'm going to tell you right now, they feel pretty good. I like them, but let's make sure they actually even work. So we got it in manual mode. I don't have a TCU tune yet, so I have to be in manual mode to use paddles, which is kind of, I'll get that fixed, but let's see if they work. All right, so we're in first. Oh yeah, they work. Second. So with a factory TCU setup, they definitely are a little delayed. Like, second goes immediately, but first, like, you hit it, and you go. But I'm super happy with them. All right, so we're taking the paddles out for a nice little test drive. So far, I like them. Now let me say this why I like them. They just make it like just the look of the view of the steering wheel just a lot more cooler to me, a little bit more modern because you actually see the pedals. And like when you're driving properly, you can actually have your hands on them and you're not just on your little button. So it's not making the car any faster, I'm gonna go with that, but it just makes it a little bit more like fun to drive. Now granted, right now this car does not have a TCU tune, so I only really get activated in manual mode, like doing this does absolutely nothing. But I did contact VTech to get a TCU tune. But still, we just go to manual mode and just like driving around, like you can just do like little fun things, like you can just downshift, and then you want to upshift, you're just going and it upshifts. It's just adding a little bit more of a fun, cool factor. So for me, this mod over my like $1,000 steering wheel, I kind of like it a lot better just because the inexpensiveness. Like I said, $100, $150, you can get them at a few different places, you could get different styles, and the install on these are so effing easy. Let's talk about the install. Very easy to do. You could do it with hand tools, and you can reverse back pretty quickly. If you hate these for whatever effing reason, you go right back to the buttons. It's not permanent modifications, it's nothing weird like that, and it's something you literally could do in your garage in under an hour. Very simple, very easy. Now you kind of run the little bit of risk of maybe snapping one of those little brackets, but like I said, this is now, what, the 9th one I did. I only broke one tab before, and even when you break it, it still holds pretty good. It's not that big of a deal. So, I hope you guys like this video. I'll try to remember to put a link down below of where to get these. I'm pretty sure VRP used to sell a set, more or less all the same, but I'll give all the links down below. Hopefully you guys like the channel. Hopefully you like this. We got more coming with my Clk55. Also, we do need to take this to a road course track before we do any power mods or more suspension mods. As of right now, we're just doing simple little things that make it more user-friendly on the track and at the strip and at home and on the road. Like these just make it a little bit cooler. So I hope you guys like the video, and I'll catch you guys later.